Welcome back to the hangar. So, getting a little done with the BVM F-15 reassembly here. So I got the tanks done and plumbed, and all the fuel line, like the links I need, and things on, like the clamps and the stuff like that. So that's all done and ready to go in. I went ahead and cleaned up all the wiring and the airline. I had to move stuff and replace zip ties and things like that. I just don't like using that. So I put a bunch of these little mini holders here. They're like a they make a bigger version of it. You just run like a zip tie through it, or in my case, I use the lace tape. Sometimes I use zip ties if I can't get to the area. I just peel. It's got the adhesive sponge, like the double-sided tape on the back of it, and I just pull it off, rough it up with a scuff board, and then glue it in with CA, and they work great. You can kind of see one there. Hopefully you can see that anyways. It's kind of hard to see. Let me get my flashlight. Where's my flashlight? Or just get a light. There it is. So there you go. You can kind of see it there, and I did a couple down the fuselage. The biggest thing was putting some slack on those wires that ran to the aft servos. They were really tight. I also went through, put the stabs on, rudders on. They use like a 9/64, which is really weird because I don't know why you would use that particular size. Everything else coming out of Asia is metric, so why not just do metric like everybody else? But whatever. I did find one screw loose on the mechanic, the apparatus that holds the servo, and the stab goes into. It gets bolted in to this. And I did notice also that, and it talks about it in the manual, that you could do like a final tightening with the servo turned on and powered up, because there's a pin in the backside, and when you slide the shaft in on that's on the stab, it has a channel cut in it. Well, the channel is bigger than this pin, so you can literally move the stab up and down like an inch before it hits, that pin on either way you do it. So I'm like, well, where do you tighten this thing down? I mean, do you just turn on a thing? And initially, I guess it really doesn't matter for the first flight. So what I did was I basically pushed, did like this with it, and to that pin, basically hit the center edge of the center channel, the groove, and then I clamped them down. So, and I'll check them, and I can always readjust that if need be once I go to do the programming. So I got those put back in. The bottom cover here, I actually replaced some screws. They had these type screws on it. I used some little black, real fine ones to kind of help just make it look cleaner for the bottom panels. So you can kind of see here, those are on now. I got to put the pipe in and the nose cone, or the turkey feathers on, which have the afterburner rings in, but I got to do that after I get the tanks in. But I went ahead and re-glued that light ring that popped out, so nothing crazy there. And I went ahead and I tied it up, all the wiring, light. It's kind of hard to see, sorry. Tied it up, the wiring in this area too. Put a couple of those little wire holders and used them for the airlines, and just kind of tied them up. I got the two vents in that I'm using, one for each tank, because there was a smoke and just one for the motor, but I'm not using smoke, so I'm just going to use one per tank. And instead of using a T, I'm just going to use this MAP UAT that has a dual port on it. So I'm going to plug one tank. The right tank will go to that one here, and left tank will go to right here. And this is your fill. This goes to your pump. So I don't have to do a T. I have a T, but I just decided not to use it. I just figured it'd be easier just to run right into this and have there's just one less thing to get rid of. So I don't have that T in there. Made this little thing here, and it's just got some Velcro here that I glued onto it. So this will actually, and I'm going to put some Velcro on the bottom to kind of help hold it. This is going to get glued in right back. It's kind of hard to see. I'll throw it in there just kind of show you guys where it's going to go. It's going to go way back there. They had theirs like right here, and mine's going to go back there. So let me get my light here. So it's going to go right back there. Yeah, sorry, I'm not helping you guys, am I? But yeah, it'll go right there, and then the vents will plug into that. So I can still see it, get to it if I need to. I did put the nose back on with the 4 bolts, which use that same 9/64. I may or may not use this back tray here, which is this one. I actually took the piece off that they had for a UAT right here, and made my mount. It gives you the right angle. And this kind of goes in essentially right here over the fuselage. And there's, I mean, you could mount a couple things here, but this board was mainly for the UAT. So if I'm not going to mount the UAT on it, I really don't need it. So I may just leave it out. If I need extra space to put like equipment, I'll put it in, but if not, I'll probably just leave it out and everything. So that's where I'm at. I'm at the point now where I'm gonna glue that in, and then once it's glued in, I will put the tanks in with the UAT and hook that up, run the fill line to the front, which is going to be one of these dry fit. I got these from the Kent Systems. I've done this talked about this in a past video when I was building either the Minion Jet or it might have been the SU, but these Kent Systems dry locks for fill, those are great. They're pretty cheap too. So that'll come up to here and be where I fill the jet. Yeah, so I'm kind of getting there, and I also went through the gear, tightened up the gear, found some loose screws and some pins that were like press pins that had come loose. So I'll keep an eye on those and things like that. But they had the tanks, the main tanks pushed in there. They had this padding around it to kind of keep it from moving, and then you put those wood pieces in that keep it from coming out. I am probably going to put some Velcro right here just to kind of help, or maybe back here. I might put it back here because this is angled, so I can easily pull it like this and it'll come loose. I'll probably put it back here. It's probably a better idea to put it on this back wall and then put some of this foam around it. The biggest thing is keeping these back there's two bolts that are sticking here, and that if you don't put something, and you kind of see the holes there, or the indentations in the foam, it'll eventually push back in and probably put holes in your tank. So I might do some better things than this, but you know, it worked. But although I did have a hole in the tank, maybe it didn't work. So yeah, I'll probably come up with a better way to secure them because they don't need to be moving around. So that's kind of what I'm at now. Once I get this glued in, I'll put the tanks in, then I'll put the pipe in. And once the pipe's in, I can put the motor in and get the gap set. And then at that point, it's literally just hooking up, you know, putting the pump in, hooking everything up, and programming the radio. So this will be pretty quick and everything like that. So just a little quick update video for you guys. It's kind of my busy week, or I would probably have already most of this done. It's my one busy week of the month with work. Still working from home right now. I go in like one day a week, but all the federal guys are already back in the work. Those contractors, they just don't have enough room for us yet. So unfortunately, I'll be going back into the office full time. It's kind of annoying because my job I can do from home, and it's almost, you know, there's too many distractions. You know, now that I go back in and people are just talking, you know, even though they're working, they're still talking because it's like cubicle city. You know, there's like 1,000 cubicles in that building. So it's just loud. So anyway, moving on. So that's where I'm at. And once I get these things in and probably even get the pipe, I'll do the pipe and the motor and do another video at that point showing everybody what it's looking like. So you guys take it easy, and don't forget to give a thumbs up, thumbs down if you like the video. I finally started doing the shorts, so I got to work on the shorts to get the shorts, little short videos up. You know, I might work at trying to, you know, I've got enough viewers, I just don't have enough of their analytics, as they say, to get paid to do this. But, you know, we'll see. Maybe I can get there. If not, no big deal. I don't do it to get paid. So you guys have a good one. Cheers.